Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Constantine series premiere, season 1, episode 1, Non Est Asylum. I'm your host Dom. With me is my co-host Clio, waving her black crow feather. Mm-hmm. Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I haven't the foggiest.
Me either. And down below is the very tired Heather.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
Yay!
I'm alive.
Excellent. For now.
I did not think I was going to be able to stay awake. I was telling Steven, I was like, I have got to stay awake because I have Constantine in like an hour, but I'm fucking exhausted.
Did you drink a lot of coffee?
No.
No? So, what did you ladies think of the season premiere? Series premiere?
I liked it, but now that I have some extra information I didn't have before, I like it a little less.
Heather?
It's good.
I like it. I mean, it's kind of one of those shows where they did good at setting it up in the first episode, but if they're not careful, they're going to ruin it just like they did the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't like to judge a show by the first episode because I tend to hate premieres.
Yeah.
And that even goes for going into like a second season. I still always don't like the first episode, and there's just too much stuff to set up. And I felt this one was way too fast.
It was.
That I felt was the problem, because you take a show like Hello? Hello?
I can't make it shut up. That's the house phone.
Oh.
That never rings.
Oh. Hello?
I'm sorry. It'll shut up in a second.
I actually don't think that it was too fast.
You get a show like Supernatural, and I'm going to compare this to Supernatural quite often because I feel like that is the biggest reference point we kind of have right now. I mean, you have Castiel, who's basically, his attire is based off of Constantine's attire.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's just my personal opinion. I think Castiel pulls it off a lot better.
There was a meme going around right after the premiere of Castiel next to Constantine, and it said, "Who wore it best?"
I think Castiel pulls it off better.
I love Castiel, so
we've had Cass in those clothes for longer, so
yeah, but
well, technically no, but
Constantine the comic, and
no, I know, I meant
and even
TV
the movie
wise.
And stuff, but yeah, but Supernatural, you look at the way that show started off, and it was a very slow kind of ramp up, and Constantine just like threw everything at you all at once.
I mean, I don't think Supernatural was a slow ramp up to what it is today, but in that first episode of Supernatural, we had 2 women burning to death on ceilings. It was like, it sort of drew you into that world, so I think Constantine did that in a similar way.
The thing that I have noticed about
spoilers.
For Supernatural.
Spoilers. If you're gonna spoil the first 5 minutes of the episode of Supernatural, I don't think they're gonna be
10
upset.
seasons ago.
Yeah.
All right. The thing that I've noticed the difference between shows that are starting off just from the top of somebody's head, never been done before, and shows being based off of something that was either a comic or a book is that the writers and the producers feel like they can pull more off in shows that have a standing following already because of comics and because of books and because of illustrations and all that nice stuff. So they tend to slam a lot more into that first episode.
Yeah.
Because they just assume that most of their viewers are going to be people who have already seen the Constantine movie or know what the comics are. Whereas Supernatural started off with, okay, so there's 2 guys and a burning girl.
Yeah, and I mean, you could also base this off of other recent comic book adaptations, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Very loosely based off of the comic book realm. This is like a different side and perspective that we haven't seen, but it's based in that universe, and there have been a lot of stories that they've been using that cross into it. But that had a very, very slow ramp up as well, to the point where most people gave up after like 2 or 3 episodes.
And then we were yelling at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have a show like Gotham, who I think this is because Gotham is DC as well. And it seems like DC has more to prove at this point, so they're trying to just throw everything at you, where Marvel and a few of the other comic book based shows that are already fairly successful, they have time to just slowly play it out and build. Like Gotham, it's still building off of that whole Batman thing, so it does have some room and has had a lot of slow moments, but Gotham itself has also had a lot of really big, bold moves that they made really quickly. And Constantine just seems like it was bold move, bold move, bold move, very little slow down explaining anything.
The huge difference between DC and Marvel, though, is that Marvel loves their stories. They love the interaction between characters and the build-up, and they love the character progression. They want to tell the story. DC likes their action, and they like their, okay, here's a person, and guess what? Minute you see him, he's going to be covered in blood and have guts hanging off of him. You know, and that's Constantine. Constantine, even in the first comic, you know, he didn't get to sit down and be a normal person. He doesn't have an alter ego. He's very wham bam, okay, demons.
Yeah. And then, like, take Arrow, for example. I think Arrow had a fairly slow ramp up as well. I don't think it was huge, major action. Like, they didn't cram everything all at you at once. They told the origin.
But that's also DC. If you're trying to make a point.
I'm
shows.
No, not just trying to. Just in general shows, but I said DC more, but the CW, I think it is like this. This is on NBC, Constantine, but the CW seems to know what they're doing, and I don't know if that has more to do with their history of long running TV shows, because they've had some really like long, and it was the WB before that, and they've had stuff like Supernatural is running 10 years on that, right? We have Vampire Diaries, which is now in its 6th year. They just did a spin-off of that that's in its 2nd year. They had even teen dramas like One Tree Hill, like that went on for a while. I've never actually watched an episode of that, but I know that went on for a fairly long time. Did they have
Dawson's Creek, or was that somebody else?
I think they did have Dawson's Creek.
I think that was them. Did. I don't remember. See, I never really watched. I was in high school at that point, so I didn't really watch that shit. So.
And then, The Flash just recently came out. The Flash just recently came out, and I watched the first episode of that with only having like 2 or 3 episodes of Arrow under my belt, and wasn't sure. I was like, it's a different show, so obviously I could pick it up and not have to worry about having seen Arrow and all that. There's a few little tie-ins, but I felt more into that than I am Constantine. I don't think Constantine was bad. I think it needs some time and some room to breathe.
There
was just something that didn't hook me in this intro.
If I can be bold about it, though, it almost feels like NBC. It's NBC, right? CNBC. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It almost feels like they're trying to make their own Supernatural out of a genre that is extremely popular. You know, it's just like with Once Upon a Time when they brought on Frozen. You know, it's a very popular genre. Comic book shows adapted from comic books are very, very popular, and they're doing really well right now.
Well, you also got to look at this too. This is the first comic book that they've tackled the supernatural elements. Marvel is just about to get into this. They just recently announced the Doctor Strange movie, so they're going to start.
That is if you don't count Thor,
right?
Which you could.
It's kind of borderline,
because it is based on science,
right? So, Thor's on the borderline, magic. But this whole supernatural stuff we're going to see with Doctor Strange in the Marvel universe. DC basically jumped the gun. They got ahead of Marvel on this one, and
they did.
I think they're kind of running with that, and they're taking elements from Supernatural. And we were just talking before we started, and Clio was like, the Enochian symbols. Like, the only reason I know what those are from Supernatural.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna bring up Dr. Fate's helmet.
Oh no, but while we're on the subject,
did you catch that?
I didn't until you told me about it.
Did you catch Dr. Fate's helmet? Mm-hmm. Golden helmet? Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that.
I had to pause it. I lost my shit. I was like, Dr. Fate, please put it on. Please, somebody
Yeah,
put it on.
like they're already kind of hinting at other universes, which is nice, you know, because it kind of brings familiarity into a new world.
Yep. All right, so getting on to the actual episode. This
That's a lot of bullshit.
Right, but you know we had to set the pace. We had to set the tone.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, the show had to do that, so why can't we?
No, I'm totally.
Well, we watched like 15 minutes of him freaking whining and crying in an insane asylum. We're okay.
Yeah.
That was like 5 minutes, hardly.
Yeah, pretty much. It was 5 minutes.
It was really short.
But it seems
And
like they're going
less whining and crying and more just sassing the therapist.
Yeah.
But that's Constantine, and that's what makes him
I know.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we find out that he checked into the mental hospital to deal with the memories he has of this botched exorcism, where he ended up sending a 9-year-old soul to hell. But then he gets pulled into this like almost immediately with the electricity demon
Thing.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that whole setup? Is this a good way to introduce all the characters?
Yeah.
I like how they portrayed the mental stability of Constantine in the beginning of the show. He is a very sassy person, and he does have he's a damned soul. He is damned. You know, from the beginning of the comics, from the beginning of the show, all the way through, he's damned. He's not going to be able to be saved. You know, and he knows it. And he's very bitter. He's not your best friend next door. And they did pretty well at portraying that. You know, this is a guy who really doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. You know, I definitely thought it was portrayed very well.
Shut up.
Sorry. I'll stop talking.
God, Dom.
Why you gotta talk so much? You can talk.
I
now.
hear it now. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, I can talk now?
You're allowed
Yeah,
to speak
you can
now.
talk. Continue.
What'd you guys think of Manny? The angel?
Oh,
I
he
think
was
they could have
awesome.
waited.
Yeah?
They could have waited.
I think they could have waited another episode or something. That's like the one part of it that I felt that they did rush was bringing in the angels, because I mean they could have built more on Constantine himself and his dilemmas and his mental stability and his problems before. I mean, like, even if it was just in the second episode, they could have waited. I mean, Manny is an amazing character. Love him. He's a smart ass angel. But they could have waited just a tiny bit longer to bring him in.
I really just liked how him and Constantine interacted. I think that was hilarious.
They're very cute.
The bickering is awesome. I love the way he like temporarily steps into other random people's bodies to talk to him. But what I want to know is what is going on in these people? Like, do they just like cease to exist and he's there? Does he take over their consciousness? Do they have any memory of this, or do they realize that like time has passed, or that they're in a different spot that they were not in 2 seconds ago?
It's exactly like a possession where they snap out of it, don't like cause black, and then when they come to, they're kind of like, "What the fuck just happened?" You know.
Because we see him at the end when Manny's in the bar and he's looking over at Constantine, and then the bartender is like leaning against the bar, like staring at him angrily as he like leaves. So I was like, the bartender was not in that position when we cut over to him last. So I'm like, what has got to go through the bartender's head during those moments?
Everyone in the bar is still seeing the bartender, right? It's only Constantine that sees the angel. So it could be that Manny was just sticking around and that guy giving him the death eyes, and we just saw him as the bartender, because that's how everyone else in the room sees him.
Yeah, because in the show, in the first episode, they made it very, very clear that Liv was the only person so far in the show who could see the truth of what was going on around them. You know, she's the only one who could see the demon. She didn't have to try. They were there. She could see them.
Right.
She could see the otherworldly things. Constantine can't see them. They have to show themselves to him.
Yep. Well, speaking of Liv, and this is the part that I think Cleo's upset with the most. Liv was originally intended to be the series sidekick. However, rumor has it, we don't know the real reasons, but rumor has it she didn't perform well in the pilot, and they actually had to edit the pilot around a bit to give her a pretty reasonable exit. I mean, if they're gonna take somebody out of the show and without reworking the whole pilot,
forced. Because
it was completely forced. You could feel it.
Yeah, when they said, "Oh yeah, you scared her away," I'm like, no, she's gonna see this kid that died, and she's gonna come back and say, "Hey, I want to save people."
Yeah,
that is literally what I thought at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
she's not gone. She's gonna come back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. You know,
I did too until I read that.
Yeah, like, it felt so forced. You know, because they set it up for her to come right back and be like, I'm helping. And then they're like, oh, by the way, she's not coming back. And you're like, what?
I mean, on one term, you got to look at it as somebody that's in this position. They're thrown into all this stuff and they're overwhelmed. Like, we're sitting here and this is totally reasonable. She should totally understand all this. Like,
no.
You can't be in her position and be like, she's going to come back and help.
I would say that if her actions indicated she was completely overwhelmed. Her actions indicated she wanted to help people.
She pulled her shit together there at the end with the whole situation with the demon and everything. You know, she pulled her shit together and she was like, Constantine, no.
I mean, I don't know about you. That was good acting. I don't see a problem with that.
I didn't think she was.
Liked her.
I didn't think she was a terrible actress at all.
She's not. I've seen her in other things. She's great.
I think the bigger problem here was the role she was cast and the way it was written for her. Is she's kind of playing from our perspective, like not knowing what's going on, and she's asking all the questions. And then we have Constantine, who's not being very helpful in answering them.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, things, and if you're not confused, good.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah. If you're not confused, you're not paying attention, which is not a very good answer. So, I mean, of course she's going to feel a little awkward and stuff.
Yeah.
The whole character felt awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it was her fault, though. I think it's just the way it was written. And I think writing her out...
Do you know how far in advance this pilot was filmed?
I don't. I can try to look. I don't know, in the meantime, what do you guys think of Richie Simpson, the paranoid metaphysics professor?
He was funny.
Yes, I'm happy now. Thank you. Goodbye. Sorry.
He was quirky.
Sorry.
I just really like the fact that he was there because I like the actor. Like, the last time I've seen that actor, he was on Lost. He played Daniel Faraday. And the same thing with Manny. He played Michael on Lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know what kind of bigger role he's possibly going to be playing.
Because he seems like he doesn't want to be involved with Constantine because he knows how dangerous he is.
Yeah. Well, those that know Constantine, like people who are close, and I'm going to say close loosely, people who are close to Constantine typically stay away from him. He's a hermit. He's very, very distant from people.
Except for Mr. Invincible. Why did he not die from the stab wound to the chest? Spoilers?
I know Constantine. I have read the comics, so I'm not gonna...
Okay. All
right, so then we'll let you do your thing, but me and Chris, with Chaz, like, is he a supernatural creature? He can't just he can't just possess these survival skills. He's got to be supernatural of some sort.
He said survival skills, like making a campfire is equivalent to surviving getting stabbed in the chest.
So, yeah,
so that's
I don't know.
Just a euphemism for I'm supernatural.
He's gotta
Which
be.
Which one are you talking about?
Chaz.
Oh, the guy
Chaz.
got
Okay.
stabbed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I couldn't remember his name. Remember names.
We just see the power line go right through his chest, electricity shooting out. It clearly penetrated him. It went right through his heart. He's electrocuted, whatever. Nobody would be able to survive that. So he's either like supernatural or he's got some kind of supernatural item, like something that brings him back.
Yeah. I don't know which.
I don't know which one is more likely if he has an item, because we do see a lot of artifacts in the place, so we don't know if he could be wearing some kind of crazy like necklace that resurrects him all the time, or a wristwatch, or I don't know.
Like I here's my problem is that I know who he is, and I know like if you guys remember did you guys watch the movie?
I don't remember the movie.
I don't remember the movie
Shia
either.
LaBeouf is the one who played Chaz in the movie.
I don't remember Shia LaBeouf being in that movie.
I don't remember him being in that movie either.
He was the cab driver in the movie.
I definitely need to go back and rewatch this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the cab
yes,
driver.
I remember
He's
that
the
now.
best friend. He is a very, very close friend to him. I'm not sure where they're putting the comic and the timeline to the show.
So the show, the comic, is supposed to be following the Newcastle arc in the comics.
Okay, so then what I'm thinking is that they're going to already make it where Chaz is already supernatural, because he does become supernatural. I won't tell you what he becomes, but he does become supernatural. I just don't know if they're already doing it where he is.
Well, they said that they're going to stay extremely faithful to the source material, as opposed to the movie.
Okay, then most likely, if it's doing the new arc, then Chaz has already become supernatural, which means they might not even touch on Chaz's story, which is terrible because Chaz is amazing and goes out with the biggest bang.
They could do flashbacks. They could totally get away with flashbacks. I mean, like Gotham this week even did flashbacks, so there's shows that there's definitely room in the storytelling for it. So from what I see, it says that the actress Griffiths, who played Liv, was dropped after Goyer and Cerrone decided to take the series in a different creative direction. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say anything about her performance or anything on that. So
publicist crap.
So those are the series developers, the creator Daniel Cerrone and David S. Goyer, who worked on the Dark Knight trilogy. Mm-hmm. So if that's if that's any indication, I don't think I'm going to be too upset with if they change the direction of it and she's no longer in it. That reason to believe that everything after this is going to be extremely different than the pilot. So I think this is going to be a terrible episode to judge the whole series on, which is basically what I was saying anyway in the beginning, because I don't like to judge things on the first episode.
This is my question.
You have no choice but to judge it on the first episode, you know?
It's true.
Especially if you're on the fence about getting into the show.
It's very true.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about a character named Queenie coming in yet?
Not yet.
Damn it. That's Chaz's mom, and she has the most ridiculously cute monkey in the entire world.
Well, like we said, maybe we'll see her in a flashback. I don't think we're going to see her next episode or anything like that.
How old would you say Chaz is in the show?
Early 40s?
I would say.
It's going to be later. I'm going to say that they're going to... All right. Okay. As I said, I'm trying to piece it together still.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Furcifer, the first demon that we saw?
Furcifer?
Yeah.
Furcifer.
Is that really his name?
That's his name.
Yep. That's silly. I just read that sentence, Furcifer and a demon seal, and I just thought of a seal with like glowing red eyes.
Mm.
Like the animal.
Yeah, well, he was the one that was trapped in the demon seal.
Yeah.
Which was, like we said, the Enochian ruins. It was kind of like a mismatch of things that Constantine had put together himself. It wasn't anything that he necessarily found. It's just like all a bunch of his own kind of workings together.
Yeah.
But what did you think of Versifer? Was he a good, like, formidable foe to start off with?
Yeah. Yeah, he posed a threat. He had an interesting power.
What was so interesting about his power?
He could control electricity, but then also electricity wires.
Mm-hmm. He can also control dead bodies.
Well, that was him possessing them, right?
In a way, he can control them like he does power lines by using it's ridiculous.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, he's from the inner circle of hell, draws strength from electricity, manifest with that power, he can manifest lightning and tempest. He can control power lines and dead bodies. So, I mean, overall, he's pretty badass.
Now, my question is, have we seen the last of him? Because when he exercises and sends them back to hell, can they get back out? Or are they gone for good?
I think it depends on the demon, the strength of the demon. Like, if I remember correctly, it's... Versifer is from the first circle, I think I said, right?
Yeah.
Let me get my notes. I closed them. Yeah, inner circle. So he's from the inner circle, which is going to be a higher up circle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that the inner circles, when they go back, when they go back down there, if they gather up enough energy, they can come back. I mean, think of it as the same, like, if you get an exorcist now, if, like, say your mom gets possessed and you get an exorcist to exorcise the demon can still come back. It just takes it a while.
Now all I'm thinking about is my mom possesses a demon.
Sorry. Your cat? Your dog?
My cat's already possessed.
Pretty sure mine are too.
Like, it's like if Dom got possessed and we had a priest come in and exorcise him.
We'd have to get that on film.
I know.
There would be little difference. He'd probably say all the same things he says now.
Exactly. We'd never know the difference. But no, so it's essentially like that. Like if you exorcise a demon, just because you exorcise it doesn't mean that you've killed it.
Yeah. It's just gone.
You've temporarily dissuaded it from coming back for a little bit.
Yeah, I liked the introduction of scrying. I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where we had the amulet she was holding up, and the blood dripped down over the map, and then the blood like ran over, and like here's where something bad's gonna happen. I thought that whole thing was kind of cool. I'm sure we're gonna see more of it. Obviously not through Liv, but through some other means, some new sidekick, or maybe Constantine himself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we'll end up seeing that. But then at the end of the episode, we see this woman who's like this furiously like sketching all these different drawings of John, and we see they have the signature Zed Martin on them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Which
sorry, I thought that was Liv.
No, which is actually we're gonna get introduced to the character Zed in the next episode, which is called The Darkness Beneath. And in it, deep in the mountains of western Pennsylvania, John is a small mining community's only defense against an ancient Welsh spirit. In the course of protecting these isolated incidents, John finds a vital new ally in a mysterious young woman named Zed. So we will learn much, much more about her. Heather, I believe, already knows everything there is to know about Zed.
Not everything, no.
But are you guys
She's
excited
also
for?
from Hellblazer. Like, Zed's from Hellblazer. A lot of the characters is from the Hellblazer series, which is
Interesting.
which is part of the Constantine series. So I'm curious to see how true to her character they're going to keep her.
Are you guys excited now for the second episode, or are you a little more basic? Because Liv kind of changed the whole game up for us right here. It's like a game changer
Zed
knowing she's not carrying over.
If they portray Zed correctly, she is a lot of fun.
So, do you think Zed might possibly be the new sidekick?
Maybe. I mean, she made appearances. Let's see. I don't want to tell you guys anything because I know who she is, and she has a slight fascination with Constantine.
Slight? What makes you say that?
I can't tell
there
you.
There were a lot of drawings in that apartment. I think it's beyond slight.
His thingy used to with her, so they're very close.
Interesting.
They are very close. She's like, I can't believe you just did that. Those two have a very...
They used to make the sex.
They used to make the sexes. They have a very interesting history.
Nice. I'm definitely interested to see it. This to me, this second episode is going to feel more like a series premiere to me, just because of the way all this information has come out about scrapping the whole storyline with Liv. And I don't know. I feel like episode 2 will be the premiere, and I almost see this as like the prequel.
The thing with Liv is
like
that...
the trashed pilot.
That's basically...
It started off with this one.
It's basically what it is. It's the trash pilot. But the problem with that is, though, if you spent all this budget, right? You filmed this, you got all the special effects, you did all this work on it, and then you show it out for the pilot and it gets approved, NBC is not going to tell you, just scrap that. You have a set budget. They would have been an episode short. They would have... I don't know how many episodes have been ordered.
I mean, listen, I know, but
the thing
that shows that shows... I mean, I guess maybe they were strong-armed into keeping it and just... But it's like, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just tweak this one thing. It's okay. It seems like a little lack of caring.
The thing with Liv is that she wasn't a comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
She was made for the TV show, you know.
Right.
And with them saying they want to stay true to the series and the arc and all that, cutting Liv... Constantine gets his sidekicks, you know. Chaz is a huge, huge sidekick. Zed could possibly be turned into one.
Yeah, no, I know, but why then would you, besides budget, how would you not
keep a story?
Unless they plan
on bringing her in later. I mean, she might come back.
They could always bring her back. You know, if this gets well enough, if there's a demand for it, they could always write her back in. To my knowledge, I don't think any official list of how many episodes have been ordered has been released. 5 episodes so far are listed. The next 3 all have episode titles and will be airing October 31st, November 7th, and November 14th, respectively. We don't know if there's going to be any breaks between episode 4 and 5 currently, but it's going to air straight through right now for the next 4 episodes, which is always good for a new show starting out.
Yeah, especially this close to Thanksgiving and the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was a late starter for the fall.
Yeah, it was. It was the latest premiere that we've had.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, American Horror Story is only 3 episodes deep, and that was the latest one that started, other than Constantine. Now.
I mean, it's hard to start this late towards the holidays, I'm sure.
Yep. I'm going to assume this isn't a full 22-episode series. I think this is probably more along the lines of a 12 to 13 episode, if I had to guess. Take a stab in the dark, especially with how late they started.
I think they're going to do like what we do with Pretty Little Liars, where they split it up.
Yeah, they might do that too. They might split the season up and bring it back in like June or July or something weird.
Yeah,
like
where they
that.
do like 11 or 12 episodes and then bring it back for the spring.
I hope they don't. I don't like when shows do that.
I hate Pretty Little Liars for that shit.
Outside of that, we have actors Joey Phillips and Miles Anderson have been cast as Demon Nergal and Dr. Roger Huntoon, respectively. Astra Logue will make an appearance in the series. Newcomer Michael James Shaw is set to reoccur as Voodoo King Papa Midnight. And the fall actor Emmett Scanlon will recur as Jim Corrigan / the Spectre.
I can tell you right now.
I know who the Spectre is. Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, yes, the Spectre!
Yep. Also, Nergal will be a huge protagonist throughout the entire, like, probably this part of the series.
I have a new reason to keep watching.
You'll like Nergal.
Yeah.
You will really, really like Nergal, too. He's fun. He's a, what was he? He's Babylonian god turned demon.
Sweet.
Yeah.
He's
fun.
I just like, I don't know, I like having characters that I know from other things.
Who's playing Nergal? Who's playing Nergal?
Joey Phillips.
Who is that? Joey Phillips.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna look this up.
I'm gonna beat you to it.
I'm already there. He's known for his work on Constantine. He's been in Devil's Knot, Prisoners. Doesn't look like you've done a lot, motherfucker.
I really want to know how they'll do the Spectre's costume.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't see... He hasn't done a whole lot, so we'll see how he is.
I like having lesser-known actors and things. Even though, like, I just got through saying how I like the fact that Daniel Faraday's actor and Michael's actor from Lost were in there. But that's only because I haven't seen them in literally anything since Lost.
Right.
Where
the guy
a lot
that's
of the
playing...
other characters I've seen in various things, so...
The guy that's playing Nergal did 2 shorts in 2010, and before that was in 2 videos in 2004 and 2002.
Yeah.
So.
He's been busy doing other things that is not acting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's stage.
But it seems to me a lot of the stuff he's doing is all satanic, supernatural kind of things. He's been in something called Satanic Panic 2, Battle of the Bands, a short. I Remember Dying on Halloween short, Summer's Over short, Nightmare Collection Volume 1 video.
And then if you look down at Miscellaneous Crew, he's done a lot of forensic technical advisor and consultant jobs for other occult sounding.
Yeah.
So.
Forensic technical, that means he's got a degree in something.
Yeah.
Something.
That means whatever he does good.
Yeah, really.
Let's see if he can play off a good Nergal. Nergal would be a lot of fun. Like if they follow that one would be fun. He's a big problem.
Yeah. You ladies have anything else you'd like to talk about before we wrap this up? No?
Nergal.
So, but I really want someone to put on Dr. Fate's helmet.
I know. I want Nergal to put it on. I'd be so happy.
Maybe we'll see it again. Maybe we won't. They might just throw little nods at us and keep them very subtle.
Yeah.
And never explore them.
Oh my god. Dr. Fate, though.
The fact that they're throwing things in like that, though. The fact that they're even throwing those things in is very promising to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the Spectre's coming in, then there's definitely some heavy shit going down.
I wanna see, when's Nergal coming in? Is he coming in this next episode?
I don't know for sure. I just know that he's slated for this season.
Well, I know that in the comics he was in like almost 300 books.
Yeah.
Issues.
It'd be good.
I want to see if they make him red with claws and wings. Blah.
Yes. Clio!
Anyways.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Clio Moto. Go follow me on Pinterest. I'm 1 away from having 100 followers. I'm going to give stuff away. Go do that.
Go do it right now.
Go do it.
Don't even...
Also, I wrote an article about the Ultron trailer and speculations for Avengers 2. So go read that on tvcaptive.com.
You can go follow Clio on Pinterest instead of going down below and following Heather
Ouch.
on Twitter.
Ouch.
Because she doesn't use it anyway.
Shh.
You're not supposed to tell them about that, Tom.
Shh. Cleo, you have 100
Yeah?
followers. I just followed you on Pinterest.
Yeah! Okay, I guess I have
Okay,
to.
now Heather's redeemed herself. Where can people find you?
No! Fuck you!
Okay. You can find me down below at Phenomedom. Phenomedom. You can find Heather nowhere.
I'm on Twitter. I'm actually logged into it right this second. At OLARIS_RHEA.
You can follow all of us and others on ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube.
I like that you feel the need to just cough over that one.
Sorry, I have a drink right here. / ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts of some of your favorite TV shows. Go there, follow us on all those things. What do you ladies think? Is this a show we would like to cover?
I'll do it. I would do it, but it has really good potential if they follow and they don't ruin it.
We'll leave it up to this. We'll watch the next episode, and if we can fit it into our schedule, you guys will see us here next week. If not, it's not that we don't enjoy the show, it's we literally don't have the time to do it. So maybe we could do it on a week-by-week basis or something, that we can just cram like 2 or 3 episodes at a time into one show. I don't know, we'll figure it out. If we all enjoy it so much, whatever, and we really want to make it work, I'm sure we can find some time for it. But we are also very busy, so if you don't see us again...
I will give you my firstborn child. He's right in there. We'll make it work.
I'm ending the show on that note.
Oh, good.